To open the Lab Manager Professional, double-click on the gray icon marked Lab Manager Professional. Click Open to get past the security warning. For the demonstration mode, choose between billing, production, or scheduling. Billing will give them invoicing and statements and basic reports. Production will give you work tickets, production reports, inventory, pickup and delivery reports. Scheduling will give you scheduling of the cases, technician production, time clock, and a workday calendar. To view everything, click on Scheduling, and then if you want to only see production, that will also show billing in with it. We're going to click on Scheduling, click OK. Click OK for today's date. This is the main menu. To go to the main menu, to navigate through this, you have Case Entry, Report menu, and Maintenance menu. To show a basic demo, you're going to click on the Case Entry and Update to show how to enter in cases. Cases can be entered as they come into the lab, or they can be done and actually invoiced after the case has been completed. Many labs will put in the case as it comes in, so they'll click on New Case. They'll leave the status open until it's completed, and at that point then they'll change the case status. You're going to choose an actual name, so we can choose Dr. Kildare. If it's a clinic doctor, instead of choosing the account, you're going to choose the clinic doctor. That will then fill in the clinic name up above along with the corresponding address and phone number. You can type in the patient name. A lot of times we will do last name, comma, first name. Then you have your receive date, which will be today's date. You can modify that by clicking on the calendar button on any of these date fields. All the required fields are done in blue. The black are optional items. So you always have to have an account, a patient, and a receive date. To add a product, you're going to go up to the Products tab. You're going to choose a product from the list. You can either do it by description, which is going to be alphabetical, and then it will also fill in the ID and number. If you choose it by ID, the numbers are going to be sequential, and then these are going to just be in the list itself. You can always change an amount, so if that's not the amount that you want to charge, you can overwrite that by highlighting it and typing in the amount that you'd rather see. You can mark this as a remake if it was something that was being redone. If it's not, you're going to leave it as a default as no. You can also use the tooth chart to add in teeth before you add your products. And so when you click on the tooth numbers that you want and then you add your product, you're going to see over a little bit farther that your tooth numbers will show up automatically. Products are the actual items that they're selling: crowns, bridge, PFM, things like that. Materials are additional items, like gold. And then you can type in your gold. You can do it by pennyweight, grain, or gram. You can do it by fractions, essentially by decimal points, or you can do it as whole numbers. You can make sure that things are taxed or not taxed, and this is something that we can set up in the actual area for the materials and products to automatically do taxed or not taxed. You'll see that once you add products and materials, you'll have a summary on the main page, and you'll be able to see if it was taxed or if there were discounts applied. When they're ready to actually invoice those, you're going to exit out of Case Entry. Beforehand, it would be better to mark the status as closed, and then you can exit out of Case Entry. At the Report menu, you can go to Invoices and Preview. There are some sample ones in the sample database. The last one in the list is going to be the one that you're looking for. The demonstration mode will not show the company name, nor will it let you put in a logo or anything like that. You'll have a sample watermark. It will show you the items that you've put in, plus the amount at the bottom on how much it was. The barcoding up here can be turned on and off depending on the modules that they purchase. Once the invoice has been printed, you're going to say yes that it prints okay. It will move the status from closed to invoiced. During the month, you're going to put all your invoices in. You will also put all payments in. At the end of the month, you're going to look at specific reports. You're going to look at the cash receipts journal, which is a list of all your payments. It's going to list the doctor's names, the date it was paid, the type of payment, and the amount. You're going to also look at the invoice register. The invoice register is a list of all the cases. It's going to have the account name, the ID, the invoice number, products, materials, and the amount that was fully invoiced as. The age trial balance can be shown with everyone or just putting in the people that have done activity for that month. You can also show service charges if they charge service charges at the end of the month. This is going to show the accounts, the last statement that they had been issued, any current charges, so anything that was actually on the invoice register, any payments entered during this time period, and then what their statement, if the statement was done right now, what the statement would actually say. Under these, you'll also see QB, and these are totals that would be entered into QuickBooks. At the end of the month, they're going to do their statements. You click on Statements. You can exclude accounts with a balance less than. So these are only the accounts that owe money. You can either do Print or Preview. Again, your logo is not going to show up or your name until you purchase. Sample watermark will show up here. You're going to see the account. You're also going to see all the cases and any payments that have been issued. And then the total amount due. So if they had a previous balance, it's going to add in what has been currently charged out for this month, plus also payments that have been applied. And so this is their new amount. I'm going to say no for right now so we can continue on. Going into the maintenance menu and accounts, we're going to pull up a doctor. To issue a payment, you're going to pull up the doctor, click on the payments tab, type in the amount, the reference number is the check number, and you can also do the date. Instead of a check, you could also list it as a credit card. You could continue adding in more payments by just going down to the next line and entering in if it is a credit card or a payment. In the account screen, you also have the ability to add in the name of the account. Line 1 and line 2 are for addresses, city, state, and zip. You also have an area for the phone. Price list is the price list for the products that they're assigned to. You can also set up the tax. Tax needs to be in a decimal form. So if you do charge tax, say it's 8%, you'd be doing 0.08. And tab, it will fill in the right format. The same with service charges. You're going to do 0.02 for 2%, and it will start after 30 days. Page 2 does have additional information. An additional address can be added. You can also mark that the accounts are clinics, or if they're on hold, or if they're a COD account. You can, again, do payments from this screen, and then you also have a Preferences tab. Preferences can be assigned to a department. So you can type in your preference, and then you can assign this to a specific department. So every time that is put on a case and a work ticket is printed, a preference will show up on the work ticket according to that department. Exiting out of here, we can take a look at the products. Products are the actual items that you're selling. There's 12 price lists available. You can set up your price list in a variety of different ways, but if you did say price list number 1 as your best price, this is the price that you'd give to doctors that send you the most information or the most cases, then this is going to be your best price. If you have doctors that don't send you a lot of cases and you have a higher price, you might do that as price list number 12. And then you're going to assign a price list to a doctor. You're also going to put in here if this is taxable or discountable. So if you do not charge tax, you can make sure that it's unchecked so you don't accidentally charge tax on that specific one. Page 2 has some additional information, not a very, very commonly used item. And then steps would be for the scheduling module. So if you're only looking at billing or production, it's not something that we would need to go into. Materials is the last section in here. Materials would give you the information on gold or anything additional on top of your products. You're going to have your description. You're going to have it listed under grain or gram, however the units that you want to show up on the actual case itself. You can put in your cost and your markup. You can also keep track of how much you have in stock and how much you've used. In the production and scheduling module, there is an inventory section. You can also list this under what department. And then from here, you can also increase the stock if you have additional items that come in. And then it does update in the in-stock area. When you exit out of here, we can exit back out to the main menu. We can take a look at additional reports if we need to. There are reports under billing, production, and case related that are in regards to the actual modules. The billing module will give you all of these reports plus general and graphs. The production module will give you billing, production, general, graphs, and some are case related. And then if you have the scheduling module, it will give you all 5 tabs.